Good morning, little nerds. I am Dr. Shereene Idriss, a board-certified dermatologist, and you've landed on my YouTube channel where every Saturday morning you and I meet up for a Pillow Talk Derm. Today, my little nerds, we're going to do a spring cleaning. But before I jump in, like the video, subscribe to my channel, let me know what you want to learn about next week, because we need to make sure that you guys are building encyclopedias and you're upgrading from journal to journal. Also, for those of you who have been following along for a while, you may know that I don't even have my boxes. I have a skincare line called Dr. Idriss, previously known as Pillow Talk Derm. This week, I announced on social that we are available at Sephora. So it's a very exciting time. It's a very scary time for somebody who's never taken a business course. But if you are interested in learning about the backstory, entrepreneurship, starting a brand, I run an office as well. I have my own practice in New York City. I never want to bore you guys with that stuff because it's not skin related. And quite frankly, I'm still learning a lot myself. If you guys are interested, let me know below, and maybe one of these weeks we'll do a video diving into that. Just putting it out there, let me know. So back to spring cleaning. Why is this important? Because it's not just about having a skincare routine, right? For your skin's problems. You need to be adapting what you're using in your skincare routine for your skin type as the climate changes. Because when you're going from a dry environment to a humid environment, your skin is shifting accordingly. You might want to be targeting the same problem, but you might need to use less moisture or more moisture. And I want to talk about today how to switch your skincare routine, or rather adapt your skincare routine to the climate that you're in. Because for example, let's say you're living in Utah and all of a sudden you decide to go to, Tulum, Mexico for spring break. The air is very different in Tulum, Mexico versus Moab, Utah, right? And you need to make sure that you are adapting accordingly. So 3 things we need to do, that we need to ditch, break up with, and change immediately as the climate is shifting, right? Number 1, we got to ditch that heavy moisturizer. So as it gets colder and drier in winter, we want to layer thicker, creamier, yummier moisturizers on our face. But as it gets more humid, you want to go lighter. You don't necessarily have to go from a heavy moisturizer to a very light hydrating serum overnight, but you got to understand how to pare back, because too much moisture is not good for your skin either. And that's why I go nuts when I see these commercials of these celebrities who are like, I love my moisture. It's like, okay, but no, we don't love moisture, because fungus loves moisture, okay? So you gotta listen to your skin. If your skin barrier is not dry and inflamed, I'm the one who created this whole face basting term with diaper rash cream, right? I know this because it was like I was in a desperate situation when I fell upon it. And I'll tell you, ditch the diaper rash cream in a humid environment as it gets hotter. I have no problem saying that. I think face basting is amazing for drier environments, but as it gets warmer, you should not be doing it necessarily as often or as much, okay? Number 2, when it comes to exfoliating and the weather is getting warmer, as the weather is getting warmer, we're getting closer to the sun. So exfoliating has to be pared down for 2 reasons. Like I hinted at, number 1, you are going to become more sun sensitive. As it gets hotter outside, we're getting closer to UV rays. We are more likely to get burnt. And our skin, if it's already sensitive because of the exfoliation, is more likely to get red and burnt and basically worn out by the sun if we are over exfoliating. So we got to slow down on the exfoliation process. But the second reason why you want to slow down on the exfoliation process, other than being more sensitive to the sun, is because as you are exfoliating and as your skin is getting used to warmer weather, your skin's natural moisturizing factors are adapting and more likely to retain moisture in warmer weather. And therefore, if you're over exfoliating, you might be tricking your skin into producing more oils and ruining that balance and making you oilier in the process. In the winter, when you're dry and you exfoliate, you kind of want your skin to think it needs to make more oils to help restore that natural moisturizing factor for your skin. But in the summer or in warmer or even more humid climates, you need to kind of slow that down. So slow down on the exfoliation. And the third is, what are we washing our faces with? We may want something creamier and richer to cleanse our faces at night in a dry and colder climate. Oil cleansing is something that I personally just don't vibe with, or maybe I haven't found my perfect oil cleanser yet. But I would suggest that you pare back on the heavier oil cleansing and the heavier cleansers in general, like the really thick, milky cleansers, and you try to adapt to something a little bit more lightweight. Because again, it is hot outside and it is most likely humid, and you do not likely have the heaters on. So you want to make sure that you are switching how you're cleansing depending on your climate, or cleansing slightly less if you're dry, or if you're oily, utilizing a gentle cleanser in the morning to help your face. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So this leads me into what then do we need to incorporate when we're switching, climates and temperatures and seasons, etc. There's a couple of things, but I'm going to start with the most obvious. And I am not misled because I'm a dermatologist. I know I preach sunscreen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I know most people do not necessarily adhere to using sunscreen every single day. I mean, for me, it's like the same way I brush my teeth, I slap it on, but most people do not have that habit. However, as it gets warmer and the sun is coming closer, or the earth is tilting closer to the sun, whatever that is, you gotta be wearing the sunscreen more regularly. The reality is, you have to look at the UV index. The UV index is a forecast that measures the strength of UV radiation, right? You can actually see it if you have an iPhone. In the weather app on the top right, you can click down and see UV index for the day, and it could show it to you by hour. Anything from 0 to 3 is really low risk. You can skip the sunscreen, but that's too hard to actually look and gauge, and I'd rather you get used to the habit of applying it. That's why I preach it every single day with the toothpaste. Not ingesting it, but applying it. Anything above 3, you should wear sunscreen, because 0 to 2 is low risk, right, of UV radiation or skin damage or sun damage. 3 to 5 is moderate. 5 to 7 is high. Then it goes into, which is kind of ridiculous, 8 to 10, very high, and over 11, extreme. So in my book, anything from moderate to high to very high to extreme is enough to wear sunscreen. So if you see the UV index going above 3, you know you're gonna have to start wearing sunscreen every single day. Now, the other reason why I think it's so important to wear sunscreen, forget your health and skin cancer. And this is coming from a board certified dermatologist. I'm also skewed. My focus is on cosmetics. I love to see beautiful, healthy skin. Okay, healthy being the number one reason, but beautiful being the second reason, right? If you're going to be using a skincare routine that is targeting, for example, discoloration, hyperpigmentation, sunspots, and you're not wearing sunscreen, what is the point of you spending your time, money, effort, and energy into a routine when you're not protecting the foundation of what you're trying to create? And worse, when I have patients come into my office wanting laser treatments and they don't use sunscreen, I think I might have shriveled into fetal position once in the corner of an exam room, because I'm like, why are you spending thousands of dollars then and coming in and accepting downtime if you're not going to protect the fruits of your labor? So that's my little spiel. So as a doctor, obviously your health, we don't want skin cancer. But as somebody also who focuses on cosmetics and appreciates the more beautiful things in life, if you're going to be taking care of your skin that way because you're trying to have a more even skin tone, wear the damn sunscreen. So I have a couple of newbies that I am very excited by. Kiehl's Better Screen UV Serum SPF 50 is a brand new one. It is a very lightweight sunscreen serum, but do not be fooled to use it as a serum and moisturize after. You still want to use it last, okay? And you need to make sure it's a pump, which is the only annoying thing is that it's a pump. So you need to make sure that you're getting enough pumps to get the right coverage. I usually say 2 full fingers and then get ready, go start your day. So you're gonna have to pump to get 2 full fingers, but I wanna show you it's very, very lightweight. Yes, it's a chemical sunscreen that doesn't make it worse. It makes it more elegant and it blends in beautifully. There is no scent to this. It also has palmitoyl tripeptide 1 and 7, which help correct sun damage. So it's a little 2-in-1. Very nice, lightweight. It is 50 mLs and retails for $42. Then we have, this is one that I actually had dinner with a patient the other night, and I was looking at her skin. I'm like, what did you do? She's like, it's all you. And I'm like, no, it's not. You put something on your face that looks so beautiful. It has beautiful sheen. And she's like, oh, my sunscreen. And I was like, at night? She's like, yes, because I like the sheen that it gives my skin. So she introduced me to the Revisions skincare. This is the IntelliShade. It is slightly pricey at $84 for 1.7 ounces. 50 mLs, and it is a broad spectrum tinted SPF. I will show it to you guys. It is a combination of chemical and mineral sunscreen, but it's silky. It's very silky. Like you see, it goes on nice and it just leaves a nice tint. It gives a nice sheen. It has no scent. I loved it on her face, and I've been using it every now and then, and it's very, very nice. It has not burnt my eyes whatsoever. And then we have my colleague, my esteemed colleague who works with me in my practice, Dr. Kim, his product, which is Lightsaver. This is a mineral sunscreen that is great for oilier skin types, especially as it gets hot. When you first squeeze it, you might be fooled by the texture because it does appear, clearly I used this one. Ooh, very thick, but you're gonna have to make sure that you're getting the right amount. I wanna show you guys, let me actually use the back of this hand. It looks thick, but it has a very matte finish. And yes, it is tinted in terms of it being a mineral sunscreen. So it's not necessarily for every skin type, but it dries matte. And so this is one that retails for $45 for, again, 30 ml. So it's comparable to the Kiehl's one, and it is whipped in texture. So that is my sunscreen spiel. Okay, if not for your health, then for your vanity. And if you're going to be taking the time, effort, and energy to take care of your skin, protect it. The second category of musts when it comes to weather changing and season changing is anti-inflammatories. Yes, the sky is blue. Yes, the flowers are blooming, but you know what's dying? My nose and my allergies and my sinuses and my skin. So before I jump into skincare, I take a Zyzal every single day. It is an antihistamine that does not make me sleepy. I actually take it at night, so I don't puff up overnight as I am sleeping, and I try to wake up with less puff around my eyes because the allergies and the sinuses are bad. I have an anterior nasal septum deviation. I am refusing to get surgery. Sometimes I sound nasally because I can't breathe out of my right nostril. But that is what I take at night. I am also a strong user of Flonase, but Flonase is a steroid, and a steroid you cannot and should not use very much long term. But when it's really bad, I double up on the Flonase, and instead every single day I've been using Astepro. Astepro is an antihistamine, so kind of like the pill, spray for the nose. Together, it's amazing on really bad allergic days. Alone, I use it at night, and in the morning, it tastes disgusting. Yes, it's not a good, you can taste it from your nose into your mouth. But you know what? It has helped tremendously, and it has helped me cool off a little bit on the Flonase. And so that is what I do as a routine, and I felt it was important to share because that is part of season changing and spring coming into full bloom. But the second thing I love to incorporate, and obviously conflict of interest, it is my brand, the Depuffer. The Depuffer helps to reduce puffiness and redness. It is an arnica-based serum. It has Centella asiatica, it has niacinamide, it has ash bark extract. It is like Spanx for the eyes. It's not necessarily an eye product. You can use it all over your face. I do use it along the jawline and the nose and my eyes, especially when I am red. When I have a bruise or a wound or something that's swollen, I use it on it because of the arnica. But I use it every day around my eyes. That is how I use it, because before I wake up, I apply it. So it's usually next to my bed. And then I roll it around my eyes. I don't let it get into my eyes. And by the time I come to the bathroom and brush my teeth and use the toilet and shower, and then come out, it's like my eyes open up. A little bit goes a long way. It has a weird tint to it. This one is clearly finished. This is an older one because you can no longer pull off the caps. But I finished it. It has a yellow hue. And the scent is the arnica. We did not try to mask it. I do not believe in that. And so you smell it as it is, and you see the color as it is. It's not diluted. It is not formulated in a homeopathic fashion, which means it's diluted. It is not diluted. It is not formulated in a homeopathic fashion. It is strong and it works. My mom fell on her face, poor thing, and was using it on a bruise on her nose. And I hadn't spoken to her in 2 days, and I only saw the residual bruise. And she was like, well, let me tell you how dark this bruise was. And I was shocked to see how fast that disappeared. So, buy my own product. Number 2, the second anti-inflammatory ingredient that you guys should incorporate into your routine is azelaic acid. Azelaic acid is great, especially if you have allergies, redness, and you're feeling slightly inflamed or irritated. If you have rosacea with springs, something happens where it flares up. This is great on your skin. It is going to help calm your acne or rosacea. Plus it has antioxidant properties, which leads me to the third category that needs to be incorporated. Now, this is not one that's necessarily just reserved for seasonal changes, but antioxidants. Antioxidants are products that we should have in our routine that are key to helping protect our skin, especially as there are environmental changes and seasonal things that are happening so fast. Because there's so many things that are attacking our skin every single day, from pollution to sun to cold to hot so as the weather is shifting relatively fast and doing this erratic situational change, you want to make sure that your skin is getting protected in the best of its ability, and it's not just through sunscreen. Vitamin C obviously is something I love to incorporate, and it's probably the most famous antioxidant, and you use that underneath your sunscreen every single morning. But there are other antioxidants that I just mentioned, like azelaic acid, vitamin E, ferulic acid, even alpha-arbutin, which is in our Dr. Idriss Major Fade Hyper Serum. Those are all antioxidants that are going to help protect our skin from the damage of the day. So it's important for me just to include that. And last, I have a DIY. This is not a normal glycerin mist. Why? Because you guys are going out there. I see you guys in Central Park thinking it's automatically 80 degrees and you're half naked laying down on the big lawn in the middle of Central Park when it's 55 degrees. You're gonna get burnt. Your skin is going to get attacked pretty fast. And your skin is more sensitive now to the sun because you've been indoors all winter. You're probably gonna wanna calm and cool and correct that inflammation from your skin. Ideally, you're wearing the sunscreen and you're not getting burnt, but I cannot control you. So if you have a little bit of a burn and your skin is stinging, an aloe vera mist is key. And this is a DIY aloe vera mist. Now, I would not recommend that you keep this sitting there long term because there are not many preservatives in here. I recommend making enough just for a single use and not trying to make a lot to stock up on, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed that little DIY project. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, let me know and I will see you guys next week. Have a beautiful St. Patrick's Day and a beautiful Saturday. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.